Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Sarcasm City special, people. Another Sarcasm City special. You know, I always try and bring you lot the best guests when it comes to the Sarcasm City TV specials. And sometimes they're sporadic and you don't know you're going to get them. So that's why you need to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell as well. And also make sure you hit the like button on the video. Vitally important you do that, whether you're watching live right now or watching this back. Hit that like button, share this across all the socials, and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. As you can see, World Cup Conversation is the title of this episode. So I'm going to be discussing the World Cup with this extremely talented individual. I've had him on the channel before. It's such an honor to have him on the channel again. One of the biggest battle rappers in the world, period. Let's just get that out of the way. One of the biggest battle rappers in the world, period. If he's on, you could argue he's on Mount Rushmore, no doubt. Mount Rushmore candidate. And that's a very big thing to say, because that's a very, there's a lot of talented battle rappers who you can put on that as well. But you may have seen him on King of the Dot. You may have seen him in URL. You may have seen him in films. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, amassed millions upon millions of views. Millions upon millions of views. When it comes to, you know what I'm saying, what he does best. So we got to welcome to the show. My like Disaster is in the building. Yes, Diz, what are you saying?
My boy, Young Flawless. Come on, man. Appreciate you for having me back, man. Sarcasm City all day.
You already know.
Been a minute.
We already know. It's been a strong minute. It has been a strong minute.
Appreciate the intro, you know.
It's only right, man. It's only right to
real
give people their flowers.
Shit, man. It's been a crazy World Cup.
Yes. Talk about it, man. The floor is yours. Where do you want to start? Because for those that don't know,
we start?
Go on.
First of all, this World Cup. So this would be my 94, 98, 2002, 2006, 2010, 14, 18. It's my 8th World Cup that I see.
Jeez.
That I see live.
Right.
That I watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've obviously seen all the way back to I've seen all of them, but I can remember all the way back to Brazil winning, the 58, 62, the 70, 66 England. I'm back there too, but from what I've seen, I've seen 8 of them, and this one has had the most amount of powerful teams. Because back in the days, there was the strong 4. You know what I'm saying? It was Italy, Germany, Brazil, and Argentina, right? And then as time went along, France jumped back in the situation. England was back in the situation. You got all these countries that were getting stronger. Then Belgium came out of nowhere. And then so all these fucking countries now, when you go into a World Cup, instead of having this whole, these are the obvious 4 or 5 people that have the power to do it, which is what we always knew going into all the World Cups. We knew either Brazil, Italy, Germany, or one of these guys were going to win the World Cup. This World Cup is so fucking crazy that Italy and Germany are nowhere to be seen and never were. Italy never even made it to this World Cup.
Facts. Italy didn't make it. That's true.
It's the most amount of top-notch teams that we've had enter a World Cup ever. And what I mean by that is the least amount of duds. So
there's not much standout, but there's not duds. Everyone's fairly equal.
That did not perform at all, obviously, right? There's some letdowns like Denmark, which completely blew the fucking they were supposed to do a lot more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they went out in group
teams
stages.
that did a lot better than they thought they were going to do. Saudi Arabia, for example, beating Argentina in the beginning. We all thought damn, what the fuck is going on? This World Cup is crazy. And keep in mind, Qatar did one of the worst in this tournament. Probably, arguably, Qatar was the worst team of this tournament. But going into the World Cup, Flawless, that was a strong ass fucking team. I'm not even saying, obviously they were the hosts, so they didn't have to do preliminaries, right?
Yeah, they would. But that's why they won the Asia Cup as well. But go on, carry on.
Even though they're in their friendlies and leading up to the World Cup, they were smoking a lot of people, and they had a really powerful team. They looked like they were going to do some kind of damage. So all in all, I feel like this is the most World Cup I've watched games from.
Okay.
I watched all the games. When we were younger, we used to just see the main ones. And we used to ignore all the other little ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, from when I was watching early World Cups, I wouldn't watch all the games.
No, you're not.
And the
You're
last
gonna
couple of
watch
tournaments.
England. You're gonna watch
Yeah,
Brazil.
that's what I'm saying.
Germany.
In it, when I was younger, I didn't watch all the games. Like
Sure.
this World Cup and the last, like the Euros and the other World Cup is the most I've watched everything. Like the '98 World Cup is the first World Cup I remember. I didn't watch all the games. The majority I watched were the England games.
The World Cup is about storylines, and beautiful stories of the game and how it brought this country this far. And it comes from struggle and what the country's going through and just their people, reflection of the people. And a lot of that was shown in certain teams. Like I think Japan, surprised us the most. Their spirit was incredible, bro. And look at their fans.
Oh yeah, the fans come out in drones though. When it comes to whether
before we go any further, I do want to give a major shout out to the UK fans. You know what I'm saying? Like to all the England fans for not tearing Qatar up. They came a long way. They've came a long way, bro. I thought they was gonna tear that bitch apart. Hey, man, it was a great World Cup. Like I feel like this final couldn't be any better. It's almost perfect for us. We wanted the Ronaldo Messi thing.
What did you want? I wanted Neymar and Mbappe. I wanted Brazil,
but
France.
That was not possible because the reason why is because Argentina and Brazil. I always knew they were on the same side of the bracket, so you were never going to see a Brazil-Argentina final. It was going to always
be Brazil. Yeah. Nah, I wanted to see the Brazil-Argentina semifinal, but the final, I wanted it to be Brazil-France. I wanted to see Neymar versus Mbappe.
And just the revenge. I agree with you because I'm from that same cloth. I wanted that revenge from '98. I just want to see it, and it didn't happen like that. And it's such a beautiful team too. And like they went out like they had so much depth, and I just loved it. For the first time, it took 2 decades for me to fall in love with the Brazil team again, like I did when I was younger. And it's like, fuck.
It's because the Brazil teams, obviously we old enough to remember like the Brazil teams when like the legendary Brazilian teams. So then from 2002 onwards up until now, this is the best group we had seen with Neymar, with Casemiro, Vinicius Jr., etc. Thiago Silva.
Like these are incredible fucking players that right now we're not appreciating them for what they are because we're living in the moment. But when they're gone, like when you look back, there's a lot of players that were like that back in the day. Cafu, Dunga, that are from the Brazilian team that later on you realize, oh, these fools were literally like slept on and they were like a huge part of this shit. You know what I mean? It wasn't just about Rivaldo and Ronaldo and Roberto Carlos. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely, without question. So let's get into it. Actually, yeah, we'll go there. We'll go to the final. Who do you have winning the final and why? It is Argentina versus France.
I'm actually
second best. Who you got?
It's crazy how I feel about the final. Usually, just as a football fan, I always tend to like take the side of somebody a little bit more based on who I like more, or if there's players on the team that I like. Period. Then I'll just want to see that whole team win. I've never been a French fan. People know that about me. It's literally my biggest rival in football, not Argentina. For me, it's France just because of Zidane and Payet and fucking all them and fucking Petit.
I'm taking it back, Emmanuel Petit.
I meant Petit and Zidane and Henry and all them. Like I like them dudes are like my dream crushers. You know what I mean? So like I just feel like it's hard to deny France at this point. They're fucking incredible. They've been doing this for a long time. They've been producing high volume, high class fucking football for the past 4 years straight, bro, and they haven't slowed down. Mbappe's showing that, like, when it comes down to national shit, now in his PSG shit, he's been a little bit slow, and he went ghost for a part of the season. But like when it comes down to playing international soccer where it counts in the big fucking leagues, bro, when he has like a team behind him that completely depends on him and looks at him like a hero, how they move like around Messi, you know what I'm saying? Like you see Mbappe, like every opportunity he gets, he almost converts it into something. And which is why Messi's so dangerous, because the main thing about Messi is he doesn't fucking make mistakes, bro. Like as a player, for me, seeing that, because no matter how good a game I'll play, I'll have at least 1 or 2 bad passes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll do a cross that will go nowhere. I might, you know what I'm saying? Like Messi just doesn't do that. It's fucking insane. It's crazy. It's almost like he'll never pass the ball unless he's 100% sure he could get it to where he needs to get it. And that's even if it's through someone's legs. Like the way he's been nutmegging the last defender to get his fucking assist by is absolutely monstrous. And he's doing it time after time. You know what I mean? Part of me wants Messi to win because of his age and because of who he is, and I relate to him as a player with experience, and I look at him like, man, he's at the end of his fucking career, and this is his last. It would suck if that guy just doesn't get to have that. But then I enjoy Mbappe more, and for some reason, even though Ronaldo did fail in this fucking tournament, I just feel like because Messi's fans and his following was so harsh towards Ronaldo, a part of me wants to see someone like Mbappe who came up under Ronaldo and actually idolizes him, get revenge for him.
You petty, man. That's petty.
But I love Messi. I'm not a Messi hater. You can't love Messi if you're a real footballer at heart. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
I fully get what you're saying with the Messi with the Messi thing. If he wins this World Cup, it's hard. It's very, very tough to argue that he isn't the GOAT because there is nothing he hasn't done at that point. The only black mark you can point to on his resume is him not winning the Champions League as many times as he should have. That's legit it, because then he would have won the World Cup for Argentina, not in a great side, and the Copa America as well.
Right. Even from a player's perspective, I feel like regardless of how we feel or if we're mad in the current situation or he beat our favorite teams, it's not fair for how much he's gave football and what he's done for the sport. I look at this like me and Badara. You know, it's not fair for how much this guy has done for him to ride off sad into the sunset, heartbroken for the rest of his life. It's really not fair. Mbappe does have a whole career in front of him and a World Cup already underneath his hands.
That's true.
It's almost like sweet fucking harmony type of shit happening too, like with this fucking like this revisiting of the 4-3 that happened in the last World Cup. You know what I'm saying? This is like again, like Argentina's chance to. That was a crazy game, 7 goals. We don't even. Honestly, I'm expecting a high volume. If this
I hope so.
Sunday ends up high volume goals, it's going to be the most entertaining final we've ever seen in our life. I hope it does, because 7 goals the last one.
Give me a 4-3, man. Give me, you know what I'm saying, a Messi hat trick and Mbappe scoring 4, or Mbappe scoring 3 and Benzema winning. Benzema scoring a hat trick
would end all debates, because here's the thing about Messi. Messi scored a total of 11 World Cup goals in his life. Amongst those, and he's amongst those, Messi has only scored against Netherlands and Croatia. I'm talking about high elite teams, bro.
Okay. Talk about
all his other World Cup goals are against, let me tell you who, Australia, Bosnia, fucking Iran, fucking Saudi Arabia, you know what I'm saying? And like just Nigeria a couple times. He got like a couple goals against each one of them. And it's literally not the high profile fucking match.
Not your major nations.
Messi. Yeah. Now Mbappe has a double fucking goal in the World Cup against them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you spent does.
And Messi
against Argentina.
Yeah, Messi did not score against them in that game.
Yeah.
So
it's cool, no stress. You lot bump up the likes as well. You lot bump up the likes. Go on, Diz. Floor's yours.
Here's the thing. No, it's all good. Mbappe. What was I gonna say? Mbappe.
You're talking about Mbappe's goals against big nations.
And like he's shown that under pressure, he's not bothered because he's a kid and he hasn't really been through shit in his life. He's just been through nothing but happiness. He still has everyone in his family. He hasn't been through no crazy deaths. He's not married. He doesn't have a family. He doesn't have shit. He's a fucking child. He goes out to the club on weekends. He's living his life and everyone fucking loves him. He's going into this World Cup again, reaching the final one more time like it's nothing for him. They already expected to be there. Messi has his entire legacy on the line, and this is his last World Cup. He could play at 39, but I guarantee you they're not making it to the final.
Yeah. He ain't gonna be up
2026.
But you're right. This is like, because someone asked that question when I was it in the Q&A? I think it was the Q&A yesterday. Someone asked this and said, who has more at stake? Is it France or is it Argentina? And I said Argentina, because, like you said there, this is Messi's last World Cup. What people are forgetting as well, and people are looking at the good side of things. People have only really looked at if Messi wins it, what that does for his legacy, and rightfully so. But what people are forgetting and not looking at, if Messi loses this is the second time he would have lost a World Cup final.
He would have
People aren't
bottled
looking
every
at that.
single final he's been in.
Literally, and that's uncomfortable conversations for someone who's supposed to be the
It's
GOAT.
like a make it or break it moment, and people don't realize like they've been sleeping on Mbappe. Everyone's talking about Ronaldo, Messi. This is what happens. They created a chess game between Ronaldo and Messi. People sleeping on Mbappe because people don't really. I've noticed this about football. Like they don't understand how this shit works. People will watch a season game and be like, "Oh, this guy sucks right now. Fucking, he's horrible." Like me, someone like me, like Jadon Sancho, like. I would not have gave up on him like Manchester has. You know what I'm saying? Like I
don't think we've gave up on him. I believe because Ten Hag came out and said he's mentally not ready. So I believe something's going on in his family or there's something personal because he also before that came out, he also deleted his Instagram. But you know, I get your overall point is as soon as a player has a couple bad performances, people are ready to write them off.
But then the manager gets in their head, and so do the fans, and it's like the same weird shit. Like obviously, someone like I forgot his name, the new Manchester player that came in that they have right now.
Which one? Who?
The new kid that came in and scored.
Oh, you talking about Anthony?
No, not Anthony. The new 18-year-old or 19-year-old or whatever they.
Oh, you're talking about Garnacho. Oh, you're talking about Garnacho.
Yeah. So like,
Garnacho.
Okay, so like people be like, "Oh man, he's the new future" and all this shit, and like they got all this support behind him, and it's like, "Fuck you, you stuttered in a fucking game, Ronaldo." Like, and it's like this guy, if he stutters, they're gonna be like, "Nah, he got potential. He's gonna come back. They're gonna uplift him." It's like you got managing a player. And again, this is from dealing with bad coaches in my life. And like, again, when I was younger, I got scouted. I had like a real Dutch coach come from Holland and train us. And like, I really dealt with different types of level coaches and saw like, bro, a coach can destroy a player, bro, and destroy a whole team, which brings us to England.
Let's talk about it. Because that's been a hot topic over here.
Like Ten Hag
What's your thoughts on it?
For me, but Southgate is like the pinnacle of trash. He's like the trash mountain. Like Southgate is what you have when Murphy's Law occurs. Like it's like, bro, like it's almost like you can't fuck this up, but like because it can't happen, it happens underneath him, and it's like he has the best roster on earth. Like France, Brazil, and England had the best rosters coming into this, and I'd throw Argentina into there too because they're showing a lot of talent all up and down. Okay. But like, how do you fuck up with so many world-class players, bro? Like, and there is the thing that it's happened. Real Madrid had fucking Beckham, Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos, and Owen, and Zidane, and everyone on the fucking team when they didn't even win. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. But it's like England have had a problem for a long time. There's obviously politics in the same way there is at Manchester, the fucking Glazers or whatever, and fucking just the way it operates. It's a fucking business, and it's like certain people are fucking doing shit because they want to and because they think that it's going to benefit them, and they don't give a fuck about the players or the league or the people. Like Ten Hag should have been gone like he shouldn't be there anymore. He should be gone. I even feel like
you're not a fan of Ten Hag? You're not a fan of Ten Hag?
Sancho sucks.
Oh, who sucks? Who?
Portugal's coach. Santos.
Oh yeah, Portugal's coach. Yeah. I swear I think he resigned. I believe he has now resigned. He's not good. yeah. He's not good. You know what I'm saying? Everyone was saying that before the tournament.
Again, like, okay, Ronaldo didn't perform. You just can't move the way he was fucking moving in this fucking tournament. Like he just creating that type of, again, like when you start that like whole father figure, like sit in the corner, like shit, like that's it. Your team's finished. You have to.
Jez, he got fired. Large up Jez.
Good, hell yeah, he got fired. That makes sense. You see, like I'm telling you, like I know what I'm saying, bro. Like the gods of football shine down right there, and hopefully they do on Ten Hag's bitch ass and Southgate. So then I can support Manchester United.
Scare over. How come you're not a fan of Ten Hag? Let's go there before we go into Southgate. What is that? That's interesting. I'm a fan of Ten Hag, but what is it about Ten Hag you're not feeling?
I feel like Ten Hag, in my opinion, like, and again, I'm blaming certain people, but I feel like maybe it's not just him, but Manchester United's had a problem with management for a long time. Everybody that goes there gets fucking destroyed, bro. Like, how many? Di Maria had a fucking problem there. Who else? bro, everybody. I can start naming
Ibrahimovic,
people
Pogba, yeah, the list goes on. Everybody, you right.
But like, bro, the list goes on of people telling you, yo, we got a fucking problem over here. And Ten Hag obviously hasn't changed anything or solved anything. If anything, made it worse. And it's just like the way he treated Ronaldo, somebody that is literally, it doesn't matter if he underperforms, fucks up, or does anything. This is already a solidified. Well, this is somebody that's done for Manchester just short of fucking Rooney and Giggs and them. Like, he's one of the top Manchester guys of all time, scoring goals and all that.
Yeah.
So
what? Yeah, go on. Fam.
So he's bigger than you. Like, even if you think, oh, nobody's bigger than the team and all that shit. Yeah, okay. But it's like, dog, there still has to be a certain respect level. You can't treat people like that. And this whole like,
you can't. But let's not forget.
Shit, like, don't speak out on your turn and you
I hear
about me and you're benched now. Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, but let's not forget Ronaldo tried to leave in the summer. Like, let's not forget that Ronaldo tried to leave in the summer and nobody came in for him, and that's where that friction came from. Yeah, and that's where that came, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That he tried to leave. My issue, because I'm a big Ronaldo fan in terms of what he did for my football club. But Ronaldo in you mentioned it there, what he did prior. Ronaldo in 2022 is just not it anymore. This is why you see Ten Hag treating him the way he's treating him. This is why the Portugal manager treated him the way he treated him. This is why now he's out of contract and there's no offers for him. I said this the entire time.
Remember when he just transferred back to Manchester? He immediately was scoring goals, and for a minute, it looked like he was doing way better than Messi. People were like, oh, I see Messi. He's not even fitting in PSG right now. And look at Ronaldo. He's taken off. Then all that went to shit. My whole fucking thing is, dog, the way you treat your players and the confidence you instill in your players and being a leader is what makes you and brings out the best in your team players. So if Ronaldo fell apart out of nowhere, for me, it's not because of his age or because he's just not there anymore. Okay, he's not performing. I'll give you that. But let's look at the fucking things why. It's not like he hasn't not been performing for 3 years. When he was just 35 in Juventus, he was the top scorer.
Yeah, he scores because Ronaldo. One thing about Ronaldo is goal scorer, so he's always gonna score goals.
His job.
Without doubt, like that's one thing I will never take away from him. So how do you keep a player? That's critical because and in line to keep doing his fucking job without making him feel like if he stutters, he's gonna be benched. It's not a question
of he's a replaceable asset.
It's because he is a replaceable asset, and we're seeing it now. And we're seeing it now in terms of he's a free agent. There's no offers for him. And I said this summer. I'm a Manchester United fan. It's well known. I said this the entire summer. And people in the chat argued me down about this. And I said the reason why he's at Manchester United is because there was when he left Juventus, there was nobody else in for him. And people are like, oh, you're wrong. He scores goals, this and that. I said once he becomes a free agent at and leaves Manchester United now. Oh, he's not going to have a team because he'll score you goals.
You know what? I contribute a lot of that too, though. I attribute a lot of that to the fact that when Ronaldo comes to a team, the center becomes on him because he's such a big celebrity that he does, in a way, destroy the team spirit being at a team. So teams are probably scared to bring him over because it would literally all become about him. But if there's a thing on his head telling him above him that he can't perform anymore and he's not the same person that he used to be, to me, I question that because, again, as a player, I feel like all it takes is to be in the right position, to be comfortable and have the right set of teammates that know how to play with you. And like, I feel like the Portuguese players, like, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I don't like Portugal, bro. And I'm talking about the team. I don't like this team. Okay. I don't like Bruno Fernandes. I don't like Silva. I don't like them as people. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I feel like there is competition between them and Ronaldo. I feel like when I watch, again, as a player, there's certain passes and runs that Ronaldo is making, and they're either not seeing him, which I doubt, or they're just starting to not play with him like that. Like that, I feel like there's a weird vibe that's stopping Ronaldo from completely reaching his full potential. Given he's not the same person he is, I agree with you, but I'm saying the reason why he's not scoring or doing anything, he's not performing right now, and it's because of this negative energy. I think like that's just
it's negative energy, but he hasn't. The reason why I have no sympathy for him on that is because he started that. If he would have he tried to leave, cool. He spent this entire past summer that has just gone on trying to leave. So then the fact that you then failed to get a move when I'm supposed to be happy that you're here, like, no, I was stating this. This is why when he did this, I was like, nobody's
I
going to come in for
understand what
this
you're
guy.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, because like football in 2022 now is athletes. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, technical ability matters. You can't just be an athlete. But when you look at the majority of top players, yes, there's exception to the rules, but the majority of top attacking talent, they're athletes. They're pace and power. When you look at an Mbappe, when you look at Haaland, when you look at a Mo Salah, etc., etc. So that's what that is. And that's why I have zero sympathy for him. And the whole interview came out with Piers Morgan. And even though I didn't like certain things he said in that, I was happy it happened because it draws a line in the sand, and then it allows Manchester United to go.
Yeah, I feel that I do have a problem with, again, football coaches and owners and people that are in the business treating motherfuckers like they're slaves. You know what I'm saying? Like telling them to shut the fuck up or that they can't.
The whole shut up and dribble. The whole shut up and dribble mentality.
Yeah, finding them for saying something you don't like. Like it's like, bro, he's telling the truth. Like, so at the end of the day, again, all this pressure that they put on him pissed me off. But I don't let it take away from like what Messi is doing right now in the World Cup. And I did want to see, again, I did want to see them. I kind of did want to see Ronaldo get his fuck you to everybody. He's not going to get to have that. And
No,
it's unfortunate.
I'm happy about that. I'm not gonna lie in it. When he was crying, it brought a smile to my face. I can't lie.
You laughed?
Yeah, I laughed. I was on here. I was on the stream. I laughed. Yes, I laughed. It was great.
Man,
when I see
you
him
guys
walking
are such
down the tunnel,
haters.
I laughed.
Man,
I am like that's what it is. Like Manchester United family to me in it. So it's kind of like once you disrespect them, you disrespected the set. Like that's where that stems
honestly from. I respect it coming from where you're coming from because you're not coming from like a troll Messi fan. You're coming from it like a diehard Manchester fan that feels offended.
Manchester United fan. Because the thing is, it's crazy about the whole Ronaldo situation is I tried to defend him at the start of the season. I was like, okay, he's not of the level he once was. But I'm like, I believe he can be a valuable asset. He can be a squad player. He can, you know what I'm saying, teach the youngest. His experience can be invaluable. But he wanted to start every single game. And I'm like, you're just not that anymore. In 2022, at 36 days, well, he's 37 now, I think. 37, you're just not it. But rather than just be a squad player and play your role in the team, you still want to be a first teamer.
Sword nail in his coffin if Messi lifts that fucking World Cup.
He will be. I'm saying he'll probably cry some more.
It's gonna be like a knife through his coffin.
Yeah, and it's not even a Messi thing because Ronaldo's my guy. Like I said, I remember him at Manchester United when he first got here and what he did. I watched him at Real Madrid. I watched him help Portugal win the Euros in 2016. He was incredible. Ronaldo's still one of the best players I've ever seen. But the way he's just moved in this past year, well, this summer up until this point, I'm not with it. I can't get with it. I can't get with it. I'm sorry.
I hear you, Flawless.
I'm not with it, man. I'm not.
All right. Well, maybe he can make a little case. I still feel like Manchester's broken as far as its like management and the way that goes. But as far as Southgate, I could give you a million fucking reasons. I mean,
talk about it.
Again, it's like the last game that we saw Grealish and Rashford not get shit, time on the clock. And they always rely on Kane, but I feel like Kane would be better to bring in. I feel like Kane would have been better to bring in like somewhere around like the last 20 or 30 minutes to clutch in that last fucking goal and just tap it in like he fucking always does and actually have them work them down the whole fucking game, having Grealish in there. Like that was really important. Just the way the setup of the team was that last day for me. Like I just seen it and I was just like, oh man, like I just feel like shit's gonna fucking go wrong. And it just, again, like you have so many fucking good players, bro. Like Mount, I think Mount and Foden should be interchanged with each other. They shouldn't be playing together.
So yeah, because Mount, he's another one over here, and especially with Chelsea fans, specifically Chelsea fans,
and
divides
I get that,
opinion.
But like
he divides opinion.
Him and Foden play the same. They should be playing the same position, and they should be changed for each other. And Grealish and Rashford has shown, bro, that like again, it's another dude. Like I don't know what happened to him for a little bit, but he's somebody you just need to fucking give the opportunity to, especially in a big situation like this and in a World Cup like this. He needs to get time. Like he needs time to work. You can't just bench him. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. It's like how long are you going to have such an amazing, diverse roster of players before you run out of this opportunity?
Preaching to the choir. I said it before the game. I said it during the game, after the game. I've been saying it days after the game as well. I've said it today when it comes to Gareth Southgate. People want to do all these mental gymnastics to defend a manager who's not good enough.
Madison didn't play this last one, did he?
Madison didn't play at all. Madison didn't play at all. When you look at
just the way it's like, well, I really don't get it, man. Like it's almost like this guy's there to sabotage the team. Like what is? So it's like Southgate got us here and got us over there, and it's like, bro, I feel like the team's doing that, and you just need a fucking better manager. Are they open to have like a non-British manager?
See, that was a conversation that got started the day after. So Jamie Carragher tweeted out and said the English manager should be English. Some people agreed with that. Some people disagree with that. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. Just get the best person for the job. That's just
best person for the job, bro. It definitely, especially when everybody speaks English. It's not like they're from some obscure part of the fucking world where they're not going to understand what the fuck the manager's saying to them. There's going to be a language barrier.
Stupid. It's absolute nonsense.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I hear you.
Just imagine if England had like a Mourinho or a, like a real fucking manager, bro. Like anyone,
someone of quality,
like any fucking crazy manager. Imagine that was able to grab England for one season, one run, and they would do wonders with them.
Absolutely, I've said England should have won one of these past 3 tournaments, whether it's the World Cup, whether it's the last Euros or the 2018 World Cup. One of those 3 tournaments they should have won. Like when I look at this one, you could argue they should have got past France. Definitely should have beat Italy. 110%. You're 1-0 up at home. You should have beat Italy in that Euros finals. The World Cup, they should have made it to the final against France. They probably would have got beat by France. But once you're in a final, all it takes is referee mistakes, France to have an off day, and you win a World Cup. But again, people addicted to mediocrity. I don't understand it. I really just go get the best manager for the job with the credentials. It's not Gareth Southgate. But the crazy part is
he's there for some political reason. He's friends with everybody, bro. They're not going to remove him because he's in there. He's going to family dinners, bro. His daughters are playing with the fucking FIFA's guys' daughters. I don't know what's going on. They're in together on something, bro, because it just doesn't make no sense at this point, bro. Like he shouldn't have, like that manager shouldn't be in charge of one of the best rosters, the most talented rosters in the world. That's my opinion. Maybe he's not the worst manager in the world. All right, cool. He probably has more experience than the worst managers in the world. But he shouldn't be in charge of a team like that. He should be in charge of fucking Wales. And he could have Bale, and he could tell fucking Bale what to do. You know what I'm saying? But, like, he shouldn't be managing England.
Yeah. No, I fully hear you. He shouldn't be managing England.
His name on the Scottish team? Tierney. What is his name?
Yeah, Tierney. I was trying to think who their manager is. I don't even know who the Scottish manager is. I don't even know who that is.
Here's another thing. Where the fuck is Trippier? Is he injured or something?
No, he played the opening game. He played the opening, but he switched him. He played the opening game. I can't remember if he played another game in the group stages, but he played. He definitely played.
And we didn't see him after that.
No, we didn't. We didn't because he played. He put Shaw at left back, and then he played Kyle Walker at right back. That's what it was. Let us know in the chat, people. Large up the chat, bump up the like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Make sure you do so.
There's so much talent that disappeared because of Manchester. What happened to Wan-Bissaka and Lingard?
Nah, Lingard moved to Nottingham Forest. So Lingard's still about.
They got moved? Like, first of all,
no.
They come to Manchester.
No, his contract. No, Lingard, his contract ran out. He chose not to resign.
To an oblivion. They downgrade, and like Sancho's gone. Like they take all these players and they turn them into ass. Varane, I don't know what happened. Did he get injured? Varane.
Varane. One thing I will say this season, Varane's been much better. Like United have been much better this season, but we signed some good players.
Varane does good when he's with France. I'm just saying, was he injured because he just ghosted?
No. He got injured just before the World Cup against Chelsea.
Like for
him and Martinez had a good partnership.
For Manchester, but letting them
score. But you said it there. Last season, nobody was. Look at them. We look at the manager. We want to talk about poor managers. We had our Gareth Southgate, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's the same thing. They are the same manager. They both have the same deficiencies. I see the same thing, the same issues.
Yeah, I know.
That's what that is. Now we actually have Ten Hag in, who's actually one, signed some good players, and two, getting the most out. You have Martinez there next to Varane. You have Casemiro in there with Eriksen.
Ferguson's Manchester is the best one?
Of course, without doubt.
It's
Without
like,
doubt.
how do we get back to how do you get back to that type of fucking relationship that this guy had with his players and just the type of person he was?
I don't think you can, because we're talking GOAT level. That's like saying, let's bring it to battle rap. That's like putting someone on a battle rap stage and saying, yo, why don't you perform like Disaster? Like, because you're not just going to perform like, that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? And that what you do is not normal. So what Fergie does as a manager is not normal. That's like saying, yo, why doesn't my man punch like Romney? Because
I get what you're saying. It's weird though. Like, somebody comes and lays out a blueprint for arguably a perfect style of managing, and the people after him go in the opposite fucking direction on purpose. It's like, at least people could do is still move in that same capacity like he was moving. Like, I don't know. Will we ever see, like, was it the players? Was it Scholes and fucking Giggs?
No, it was a mix.
Rooney, was it the beginning Ronaldo? And was it because of that? Like,
no, it was a mix. Obviously, you got Sir Alex Ferguson, who's the greatest manager of all time. Like, so that's there. 2, you then have the talent. Like you mentioned, players there, your Scholes, Rooney's. The list goes on with Manchester United talent. Also, you had the platform, you had the resources in terms of finance. Like those 3 things. Look at the mess that United are in, like in terms of the Glazers. There's no David Gill was there the entire time as well. That's why. So not only do Manchester United have had players who are not good enough, we also had managers who weren't good enough. And then the whole upstairs was a complete mess. So it was a recipe for disaster. And now with Ten Hag, for the first time, I'm actually optimistic about a season. I'm actually looking at it going, we can do something here. And we've made smart, for the first time in a long time, we've made smart additions in the transfer market with Martinez, with Casemiro, with Eriksen, with Anthony, like Malacia. Like, those
are all players that I fucking love. And like, they're definitely developed. Like Anthony, obviously, and Casemiro are like golden fucking players, man. And I feel like they haven't even, like, Casemiro's blooming, but Anthony's in the beginning of his shit. And I feel like he has a long way to go. And he's going to definitely be one of those he probably doesn't even have more than 15 games with Brazil right now. Yeah,
I'm not sure how much he's been capped, but yeah, like you said, he's new. He just moved to Manchester United. I think he only had 1 or 2 seasons at Ajax.
He got like 15 before we signed him. Fucking Brazil. I don't think he got more than that.
Something like that. So it's kind of like, but I like where United are heading. But we're a mess. What Ten Hag inherited was a mess. We was a state. When you look at the team he had, the players we had,
it was perfect when he came.
Yeah, like it was a complete look at. Even it's still a shambles upstairs. The Glazers, they don't care about the football team, the scouting network, everything like that. It's terrible. It is. It's abysmal. It is. But back onto the World Cup, I want to hear your predictions. What you said? Prediction: who wins? Is it Argentina? Does Messi get his first World Cup, or the France do it and Mbappe wins back-to-back World Cups?
I'm so genuinely torn in the middle. It's so hard to predict, but it's like, if I had to, because they have shown absolutely no flaws yet, I'm probably going to lean towards France. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Argentina have showed that they could slip up.
Mm-hmm.
They could fall apart.
Yep.
Like, if they get scored on first, it's going to be tough for them.
No.
I don't know. The Argentinian squad right now is completely different than the one that got their ass beat by France last time.
Oh, because it's 4 years. Yeah, it's 4 years ago.
And they didn't get their ass beat. Obviously, that was a really close game. But do you know who's left from that squad that's even starting? It's like Otamendi, Messi. Di Maria is not even a starter right now. So it's like it's like 3 or 4, bro. It's like Messi, Otamendi, and Dybala, and Di Maria, and those are just a couple of guys that are still around. The whole entire team changed.
Yeah, it's much different because the whole 4-year period. So yeah, it's like
from like team. Just their defense, like they have a lot of like reliable players, bro. Both Martinez's, like they just have a lot of like they have a lot of attacking options that they haven't really exercised to its maximum potential yet. You see, Dybala and Di Maria have really not played much in this tournament. You know what I'm saying?
Because Di Maria, I know he started, and I believe he got. So the reason why he was missing the last game, he was injured. Yeah,
So was
that's why.
Di Maria has been injured, right?
Yeah, Di Maria's been
but
injured.
even
Yeah.
so, he usually doesn't start right now.
Yeah, because he's
So,
like 35 now, I think. Yeah, I think he's 35 now. Yeah, he's 35 now.
So Lautaro Martinez.
Yeah.
Dybala, Messi, and
is the baller? I don't think it's
Messi,
the yeah, the baller is
Di
there.
Maria, and Alvarez, right?
Yeah.
You have 5 really powerful fucking attackers. You have the midfield. You have DePaul. You have Romero in the back. That's a really solid. I think he's playing right back or center back. Romero's center back right now. And then you got your right backs. You got Acuna and Paredes. You have Paredes right and I think Acuna on the left. Acuna has been incredible this fucking. Oh, that's one of the guys that has stayed from the last World Cup from that lineup.
Oh,
it was like Acuna, Otamendi. So you have Romero and Molina in the back, and like their whole entire like defense, like it's actually I feel like they're more solid now. Their midfield is fucking super solid, and their attack is insane. They have insane fucking options for attacking, and I don't know how he's going to exercise them. But if you put Dybala, Di Maria, and Messi together, and slide in Martinez or Alvarez at the end, that's what I would do. I would have Dybala, Messi, and Di Maria starting.
Oh, so you'd start Di Maria? Okay.
Yeah, start Di Maria for this shit. Stop benching him. Stop bringing him
Di Maria,
in. Start him.
Messi, Dybala. Who would be the striker? Would you go with Martinez or would you go with Alvarez?
And then it's either him or Martinez. But I would start Di Maria instead and bring in Martinez and Alvarez at the end of the second half because for sure they'll score a goal.
Oh, so you'd have them off the bench. So you have no recognized.
Come off the bench. They're really fucking fast and they're goal scorers. They're finishers, both of them.
All right, and let's talk about it. Something we didn't expect to happen. Obviously, I think the news broke yesterday. It seems that Benzema will be available for France. Benzema will be available. So your thoughts on that? And yeah, just basically your thoughts on that.
Experience is going to be fucking amazing because again, I think what France is lacking the most is that most of their players are young as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And having Benzema is like that Messi experience. They're bringing in that Messi level world class experience into the shit. That obviously there's a couple of people like Giroud has experience, but like we're talking about that real experience. Having Benzema
because a lot of their first team players are missing. Mike Mignon's missing. Hernandez went down injured. No Pogba, no Kante, no Nkunku.
So Pogba, Coleman is fucking not there. Coleman is sick.
Well, Coleman came off was he on the bench? Yeah, he's been on the bench because he's starting Dembele.
And he's sick. So Coleman's not going to be playing. They have a lot of missing players. Obviously, France not having Kante is like insane to me that they've even made it to the final. I'm mind blown.
Hey, props to Deschamps and the players for doing the business because, like I said, they're starting left
the best fucking coach in the world, in my opinion.
Their left back's missing. Kimpembe's missing. Their first choice goalkeeper's missing. Yeah, like that's free. That's free of your back five. You're starting pivot in Pogba and Kante.
Pavard even playing?
On the right.
Not.
No, where is Pavard? Yeah, Pavard, I believe is on the bench. Don't quote me on that. He's not been playing. Kunde's been playing right back. It's been Kunde playing right back.
So, bro, and he's been good as a center back. He's been amazing.
Wow. Because he is a center back by trade, but he's been playing the right back, and then it's been Varane.
Yeah, it was.
And then they played Konate.
Kunte or
Konate.
Yeah. He's been good, but like, bro, if you look at what France is damn near playing with their team B, bro.
Well, they are.
It's pretty fucking crazy. Like, this is not their lineup. You know what I mean? Like, you see, like, the whole entire fucking, like, team that you would have expected there is missing, minus the main superstars, Mbappe and Griezmann and them. But, like, it's evenly matched almost. Like, again, maybe I can't even put my money on France on this because I just feel like this is not France, and there's an opportunity. Argentina pretty much somehow made it to the fucking final with all their players. With all their players and no red cards, no yellow cards that stopped anyone from playing, even though they got 17,000 yellow cards against Holland. They somehow made it this far. This is the whole thing. We talked about this, I think. The World Cups are about depth. A team just because a team is strong, if their team A is strong and their bench is not insane, they are not making it to the end of the World Cup. And that's just the way the fucking story goes in World Cups, because you have to deal with injuries, red cards, double yellow cards, all types of shit along the way.
And, yeah,
sicknesses.
I think we're seeing that with France's team in terms of it's been their B team
100%.
pretty much from the start, and they still managed to make to the final and could win it with 6-7 starters
Neymar
missing.
got to play 2 games this World Cup.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about Neymar in a second. Actually, we're gonna talk about.
It's just
Neymar
basically it's all with your luck of who you have to replace who, how ready people are to handle what responsibility, and how good do they work together. You know, France almost died. You know what I'm saying? Even though they fucking won 2-0, they almost died, bro. They were getting worked in the midfield. Worked.
Yeah, like England just didn't press enough. You know what I'm saying? They did not attack enough against
They're getting worked.
And in terms of against Morocco just didn't have the quality in forward areas. That's all the issue was. But Morocco gave it, like Morocco went for it. That's why I respect what Morocco did. Because they gave France more of a game than England did.
Fucking Buffal, Amrabat, and obviously
Amrabat played well.
And Ziyech are world class.
We know about Hakimi's level. We know about Hakimi's level.
And Size too. Like these guys have shown, like these are new guys. Bono, these guys are going to get real contracts after this. Believe me.
Yeah. They definitely put themselves in the shop window. 100%. You could see somebody going in for them in January. But speaking of that, you mentioned it. Obviously, you got the Brazil top on there. Neymar. Your thoughts on his performance in this World Cup? Because I
thought him not being there for the games showed the difference.
Well, you mean in the games that he missed? Go on.
Yeah, he's a difference maker. He came back and like he's just a real difference maker. It shows like when he's around, like the game's more fluid. They need that striking ability, that incredible. That's what Brazil is missing without Neymar, is that world class, insane Ronaldo shit. Like Brazil's always had somebody. If it was Pelé, it was Ronaldo. When Ronaldo was gone, Ronaldinho took it over. There's always been somebody at the leading front that has to be a magical striker and finisher. You know what I'm saying? You always have to have that person. And Neymar is that person for Brazil. There hasn't been anybody. His story is incredible. Just the way his whole come up, you know what I mean? And just what Neymar has been through and where he's at, like, and just how he went to Barcelona as a kid. And just Neymar is a different breed, bro. Like, he went to Barcelona at 13 years old.
Yeah. He is. But what's your thoughts on, because the major talking point, obviously they went out to Croatia on penalties, Neymar not taking the first penalty, and obviously he was going to be 5. What are your thoughts on him and the criticism he's received? You agree with the criticism? You don't agree with it?
That's kind of just like a gamble right there, because, you know, it's kind of like you either want to secure your first goal for sure or keep your ace in your fucking bag in case it comes down to a fucking on-the-spot decision maker. Neymar would have been more valuable in that situation had the other Brazilians did their job and brought it to the 4th, 5th penalty that would have been the decider. Neymar had enough experience to deal with the fucking pressure of taking that penalty, because they know that that's not a normal penalty that anybody in the team could take. So I think, like, in a knockout stage like that, to keep Neymar in your pocket as an ace was just a play.
Okay, so you agree with the decision for him to take the 5th penalty?
It's just
you understand it.
You have to make a decision.
Okay, so say you was the manager. So let's say you were the Brazilian manager. That shootout's coming up. Do you have Neymar taking the first penalty, the 3rd,
I
the 5th?
I probably would have had him take the first penalty, but
okay.
What if that wouldn't have worked either?
Now that's true.
If it would have still came down to a tiebreaker, and then we would have had to have, Alex Telles take it.
I think what we're talking about is because the first penalty was missed by Rodrigo, and obviously football's fine margins, especially.
Which is crazy that Rodrigo missed that fucking penalty.
Rodrigo missed the first penalty. I'm not sure about Rodrigo in terms of his penalty record at Real Madrid. I don't know how many penalties he's taken. But if Rodrigo scores that, then obviously we're having a different conversation. But we see Marquinhos, who is a very experienced player, also misses penalty. I would have had Neymar take the first one. To me, you run it like that. You get your best penalty.
Marquinhos missing it is hard to understand. Rodrigo actually missing it is easy to understand. I do have a belief that young players shouldn't take penalties. That's what I believe. I believe,
unless
I think young, unexperienced players should never take penalties, even if they're good at them.
They shouldn't take they should be further down the line. So to me, your experienced, better penalty takers should be the one taking penalties. And then when you get
and I feel like it takes time to develop that fucking getting over that fear, and takes failure. And I feel like, bro, for me, it's not a surprise that me personally, I don't miss penalties, bro. I just don't miss penalties.
I've seen you on the
you know what I
gram.
attribute that to? I
Oh.
attribute that to battle rap. I think
Talk about
because I've dealt with so much insane pressure, Flawless, like and people trying to destroy me and dealing with crowds and fucking dangerous shit and actual life-threatening situations, that like a penalty to me is just.
It's light work.
I know how that could bother somebody that hasn't been exposed to all the shit that I'm exposed to. I just don't miss penalties, and I don't feel anything when I take them. I just send them to the bottom corner, and it doesn't fucking matter what the goalie does. It's the same shit for me every time.
And you mentioned that because someone
launcher it into the corner in the same spot, either left or right, every fucking time, and I don't hesitate. And it's because I don't feel like pressure gets to me like that. But now I've never played for a World Cup, so maybe in that scenario I might fucking kick the ball out.
Yeah, you might fold because it's an entire nation and the entire world watching, entire sport world watching. Facts.
I think
it might be.
I think the World Cup is a whole nation like relying on you. Like you're gonna make millions of people cry if you miss this, you piece of shit.
Yeah, that's
you
pressure.
Fuck this up, and people are gonna commit suicide because of you.
That's pressure. That is huge pressure if that happens. 100%. That is huge pressure. But you lot, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Big up Galib, who says, big up guys, big up Diz from Russia. Can't believe it's you talking about football. Hey, Galib, big up, man. I left that to you because I didn't want to butcher it. You know what I'm saying? So I left that to you. What does that actually mean?
It means like your your grandmother is a fucking whore. Fucking whore.
Is that what it means? What? What? Well, people are wild, you know. People are wild.
Piece of shit.
That's
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Large up, Galib. There you go, man. You said he can't believe it's you talking about football. Yeah, man. Like I say, Sarcasm City TV people. We always try to bring you like the best special guests, whether it's from the content creator space or whether it's from out of the content creator space and it's other places like battle rap, like music, for instance. You know what I'm saying? He also said, love this as well. Before we close out, you lot get any final few questions in? And big up to P Deps, you said this earlier. You said disaster. You need to go back on URL, bro. So let him know the plans. Any battle rap plans.
He spelled my name like I spelled it. All right, man. I got you.
Is that so? Obviously, you don't want to expose anything, but like, have you got plans to battle in 2023?
Right, I'm chilling. I got a lot of big shit I got to fucking take care of. A lot of shit got put on pause. I tore my ACL, bro.
I did see that.
Completely injured right now, but
jeez,
yeah, you can't really. My whole shit is fucked up, and I gotta get surgery. And I was in a crazy match. I went for the tackle. Man's juked me, jumped out the way. I stepped on the floor and I planted my foot to the floor and popped my knee out of its place.
Yeah, them ones is painful, man.
Man.
Get well soon, man. Hopefully you have successful surgery. And obviously, I know you got big plans coming in 2023. Love to hear it. But as a fan, I do want to see you back battling and see you back on URL. I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? I'm fully with that. If it happens,
I will. I'm gonna come to England and battle too, man. I think we're gonna do like a football like celebrity game thing too, man. We're gonna set it up with like a lot of the battlers when I come there.
Wait. What is that 2023 plans?
Next summer.
I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I'm pulling up. You know what I'm saying? I'm 100% pulling up to that.
I know
did not
Shotty
know
and
that.
Briggs want to do some shit. We got to bring the franchise from Canada, a couple more people. I think Caustic plays. We'll get a couple.
Yeah, do that. 100%.
You tell me. I think Archaic plays too. Who else out there?
So you're gonna do like a US/Canada versus UK matchup.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We could, it could be like that, but like we just gonna do I don't know if we have enough players to come out there like that, but
right.
But I think we just do a mix and just a crazy fun game, like how they do a basketball games and shit like that, but just football because it's more fun.
That's sick. I know if you are out here battling, I'm definitely gonna make sure I get to that event. 100%. I'll make sure you get to that event.
Appreciate you. You already know, man. It's been good talking with you about this shit, man. We'll link up after this World Cup, man. So you think France gonna win, huh?
I've got France. Yes, I have France winning because Mbappe, one of my favorite players. I think he's a quality player.
Same
I
here.
need to see him show up.
He woke up my
If he wins
love for this
back-to-back
shit.
World Cups, we gonna have conversations in that. If he wins
If
back-to-back
he
World
does
Cups,
that, we gonna have to make room in that Messi Ronaldo conversation. I've been telling people. First of all, just before we go, I know we got like 2 more minutes. Mbappe has more assists than Messi, more goals than Messi at age 23, more than both of them combined. So like people will be like, "Oh, it's not about the goals. Messi is a game player. He's a playmaker. Like he's, he affects the game." Well, yeah. So does Mbappe. He has 111 assists right now. He has 111 assists, 250 goals, and at age 23, Messi had like 75 or 80 assists and like.
See, I did not even know all of them details there.
100 goals. I know all these details because I've been trying to really compare these players because I want to know who's truly the best. And it's hard to tell because of the different eras. But if you look, Mbappe is outpacing everybody.
In terms of his era,
Ronaldo
because that's how I look at Ronaldo and Messi. That's that era, whereas this era is your Mbappes and Haalands and others. That's how I do look at
Haaland is starting to outpace motherfuckers with goals, but Mbappe has already outpaced everyone with goals, and outpaced them with assists, and outpaced Ronaldo with goals, outpaced Ronaldo with the assists. And he has a World Cup, and they both don't. And he might have 2 at the end of this conversation. And if he does have 2, it will be 2 World Cups that he won defeating Messi at the same time. The person that we're talking about.
True. That's true.
Where Ronaldo, the other person we're talking about, couldn't even make it to the finals. So he's already out of the conversation. So then there's one more thing. Speed. Arguably, I know if you actually look up the kilometers of speed, Mbappe's faster than them both. And at his age, they weren't even that fast. It took him a while to get faster. Mbappe's faster than them both, hitting a...
Mbappe electric. Like, he explosive when he gets going.
36.6 kilometer fucking...
it's ridiculous.
I think it's him and Dembele, and they're on the same team. It's both of them. They have like maxed out fucking speeds, bro. So we'll see.
We're gonna find out. But like I said, everyone that's locked in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget as well, people, 2 a.m. So an hour and a half from now, or just over an hour and a half from now, there will be an NBA watch along on the Twitch, people. NBA watch along on the Twitch, Utah Jazz versus New Orleans Pelicans. So the link for the Twitch is underneath in the description. Don't forget, link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. So make sure you check out the membership. Many great perks on there, people, including how to get on the channel. But have a look underneath in the description for everything Sarcasm City TV related. Go subscribe. Take care of Free Lewis G as well. And let me not forget as well. Make sure, people, you check out www.thelatesttrends.net. Make sure you check that out. Online designer clothing store, people. Designer clothing at cheaper prices. www.thelatesttrends. Yeah, you gotta do these ads, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta do the ads. I love it. You already know. You gotta do these ads, man. Gotta do the ad reads, man. You can see it there, people. Off-Whites, Palms Angels, Versace, D2, Armani, Boss. You've got men's wear on there, females wear on there, kids wear. You have trainers. Coming up close to Christmas, people. So treat yourself or treat your other half or treat your kids. Make sure you check it out. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, www.thelatesttrends.net. Like I said, make sure you check out the Instagram as well. It's The Latest Trends.
Follow me too on my Instagram at Mr. Disaster, bro. You got to spell it not like I did over here. At Mr. MRDIZASTER. You already.
Make sure you follow Diz across in his socials as well. I've tagged him. If you're following me, you'll find Diz. But don't worry, all right. Diz out here limping. Let me drop www.thelatesttrends.net in there. Don't worry, Diz. I'll type your Instagram on what's it called in the chat as well. Don't worry about that. But you can see it there.
Appreciate you, man. Y'all have a good one. I'm about to take off.
It's all good. Yeah, man. Diz, love every time. Yeah, big up every time. I'll chat to you soon. Yeah, every single time. Big up.
I'll see you Sunday.
Yeah. We gonna talk Sunday.
Hey, who you got for Morocco and Croatia on Saturday?
I edge Croatia. No, that's what I say. I edge
No.
Croatia. Even though Morocco, I would like Morocco to win, I edge Croatia. I don't think. I think Modric
I'm gonna
Kovacic
see
is a
you on
problem.
Saturday. Actually, we need
Shout
we
me.
have a duel. Me and you. It's flawless versus disaster on Saturday.
Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Shout me Saturday.
Morocco for the
100%.
win, bro. First time in history, third place for
I'm with
African
it.
Arab nation. Let's go.
Love to see
Hey,
African Arab nation do the business. But yeah, we're
Croatia
gonna
already
close.
got their third place, man. Get them the fuck out of here, man.
It is. But yeah, love to everyone that's locked in. Don't forget, like I said, 2 a.m. on the Twitch, NBA watch along. And then pro clubs as well. I'm going to try to run pro clubs in like 15 minutes if the man them are about. Big up to Diz every single time. See that, people? That's why you should always have the notification on. That's why the notification bell should always be on for Sarcasm City. That's why you should be following me across all socials. You know why? Because you never know what's going to happen and who's going to pop up. Sarcasm City TV special with man like this. But yeah, love to everyone that's locked in. Like I said, this has been a Sarcasm City TV Sports special World Cup conversation. Special guest Disaster on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.